Hello and welcome to this tutorial for LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. In this video we are doing the level 3-1, or the first level in Year 3. This is a level that you only really play this way in the no levels early category. You don't, in the any percent category, you skip this level. In any collectible categories, you're probably looking at getting a collectible first time through this level, if you can. And in like replay, story, and free play categories, they have their own small caveats sometimes. I think, actually, this is the way you play this level in replay story. In free play, it's a little bit different, but that's fine. Obviously, the level starts off, walk onto this panel here, and press continue story to start. And then once you're through the opening cutscene, the first thing we have is we have a fight with the Monster Book of Monsters here. And the way we want to deal with this is we want both characters to be on Wingardium Leviosa. Both characters on Wingardium Leviosa, and they'll stay on that for this entire level. What we want is we want to bring player 1 over to this painting here, and then activate this painting. Because player 1 is going to initiate basically each of the 3 phases here. And then we want player 2 actually standing right about where he is now. So that was a good positioning from the book there. Because player 2 needs to shoot this painting to kind of continue the phase, and then once this kind of long animation plays out of the book, or the book chasing the hat, and then getting eaten by the dresser or whatever, once this animation plays out, the book is vulnerable, so you stand next to the book and press B to remove a heart, and then player 1 will initiate the next phase, and you want player 2 somewhere around this table, because you see the painting is now here, and player 2 is going to want to shoot that painting, like so. Player 2 then has to build the fire, and then ignite it, and this will give us the end of phase 2. And then phase 3 is really simple. Player 2 just uses Wingardium Leviosa on the painting. And that is the boss fight done. This section is probably the hardest 1P2C section in the game. So I'll walk it through quite slowly, go each character individually again. What we don't want to do is we don't want to go too far right on this opening platform, because Malfoy is in control of the train, and if we get too far right, like anywhere kind of beyond this bench, then Malfoy will activate a kind of smoke which goes across the platform, and means it's really difficult to progress across. And we need to go across to get an item to build a strength potion. But what we could do is we can actually go behind the trigger for this. What we need to do is we need to Lumos jump both players to get on top of the train here. You can either do it just Lumos jumping like this. You can Lumos jump from here. You can even with player 2, and this is what I tend to do for 1P2C, you can do a pet recall double jump to get up here. It's a little bit slower, but when you're 1P2Cing this, it's probably a bit quicker. Or just a bit more safe anyway. I'll then explain what player 1 is going to do here. Player 1 will make their way all the way to the right, staying on the train until you get past the kind of purple thing, and then you can fall off. And then hit this bush, use magic on this thing, and then line up and shoot this box here. And this is what gives us 1 out of 3 items. And then you can get back on the train by doing a buffer jump. It's relatively consistent around this area if you buffer jump. Sometimes it will fail, but most of the time you'll be alright. It tends to be, it will fail if you're too close. If you actually have a bit of space away from the train, then it's not too bad generally. And then once you get back up onto the train, make your way back over here. And we're going to go kind of behind this fence here. Player 2, at the same time, will pick up this item, make their way over to the left, behind this fence, shoot that item, and shoot this item, and then start building the strength handle, and then building the cauldron as well. And then once that's been built, both players put their items in the cauldron, and player 2 goes off and gets the last item, which is just there. Player 2 will then drink from this. While player 2 is drinking from it, player 1 lines up just around here. And then player 2, obviously animation cancels the strength potion, and then pulls the strength handle, and that opens the door perfectly for player 1 to just go in. And that's the hard 1p2c. It's quite a difficult room to do it when you're controlling both characters at the same time. But yeah, that's what there is to it. This room, normally you're supposed to wait for the cart lady to give out certain things, so you can then open this door here where Hermione is. But instead we can go through that door in this category by putting the pet down, coming over here, and around here, recalling Crookshanks, and you'll go straight through the trigger. Once you've done that, this is another simple room if you've got Transfiguration, because Transfiguration requires you to come over here, and you just need to shoot player 2, like so, with Transfiguration, and then they could just fit underneath that lock there. It doesn't matter which Transfiguration you get, either of them work. This room is a little bit more 1p2c, but it's a lot easier. Both players will come over this way. Player 1 is on the Wingardium Leviosa spell and can use magic. Player 2 puts the pet down, and then can move Crookshanks down this corridor. Recall Crookshanks once he's nudged the thing he needs to. Then player 1 can shoot the box, pick up the key thing, and go over this way to put it in. And then once this is put in, what you want to do is you actually want to switch to Lupin and put Lupin on the Expecto Patronum spell. What you can also do with player 2 at this point is just have them ready to be able to, or have the pet out, which just means the smaller hitbox will be able to go through the wall, or through the door a bit quicker. This room, last room of the level, you want to have player 1 lined up about here. Lupin can't walk through the kind of light parts of things, so you need him about there. If you position him here and then bring player 2 up and kind of move player 2 forward into this corner, player 1 should have line of sight on the Dementors and can jump and shoot each one. Once you know the third shot is going on target, you want to drop out one character. I tend to drop out player 1, you can drop out player 2. But once all 3 Dementors are killed, you then walk to Harry, and that completes the level. So there's a decent bit to this level, so I will show it again, but this time I'll do it a little bit faster. Okay, so doing this level again, but faster this time. We start off going through the boss fight, immediately P1 going off to the left, and player 2 kind of positioning around near where the painting is. And then we can immediately jump and shoot with player 2 to be able to start this animation. And then we got a bit of downtime while this animation plays out. What you can do during this downtime is kind of clear these books off the table. It might just make the next bit a bit easier. And then jump on the book again. Last phase here. What you can also do right now is switch Harry to Lumos, just for the 1p2c in the next room, because Harry's spells will persevere into the next room. Player 2 spells will not. But then both characters jump up like so. And go in the opposite directions. Yeah, as this 1P2C is quite difficult, obviously the level of optimization on it is less, I guess. And unfortunately, with player 1, we just hit the cutscene with Malfoy. I guess you can see what that camera pan looks like. And also where Harry was standing for that to happen. So yeah, next time I just need to make sure I'm a bit further back when I'm jumping across that bit. But then we do the animation interrupt with Hermione here. Like so. And go into this door. Next room is player 2 only, so we'll switch Hermione to the pet spell immediately. And then that's that room. And then we can actually, if you're feeling confident, you can target with B there, rather than X aiming. It's a little bit riskier, but it does save maybe a couple of seconds to do that. I tend to run player 2 all the way over here and get rid of this chest, because this chest can attack you if you run too close to it. But obviously you want to run close to it to have a better line, so it probably saves a tiny bit of time. Player 1 goes to Lupin on Expecto Patronum, player 2 does this and then puts Crookshanks down. Just slip through the door quickly, like so. And then player 2 positions themselves here. And we should be able to get all 3 shots. Yep, that looks good, so I'll drop out P1. And then we end the level. So that is, again, quite a challenging level because of the 1P2C in the second room. But other than that, it's not too bad. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.